Hi, I'm Cynthia Hand. I'm author of the Unearthly series,
I'm Brody Ashton, author of the Everneath series.
And I'm Jody Meadows, author of the Incarnate series.
and we wanted to make a video for you because we have some super exciting news.
You may have already heard about it from Publishers Weekly, but we wanted to tell you in person, sort of video person, virtually.
We wrote a book together.
So, the story behind My Lady Jane, our book's name is My Lady Jane, and it was just announced this week, is that Jody, Brody, and we've been friends since we were sent on tour together a few years ago. And we've been talking about doing this for a long time. But now we finally sold it, and we've had so much fun putting it together. And it is going to rock. It's going to be a real book in a bookstore, and it is going to come out in summer 2016. So, woohoo!
We would have started the book much sooner if Cynthia was any better at pitching her ideas. Because when we got together at lunch one day, she basically said, you know the story of the Lady Jane Grey, the teenage girl who was queen for 9 days and then she had her head chopped off? I was thinking we would retell that but make it funny. And I was like, beheadings are hard to make funny.
Oh, come on. You don't think that's funny, beheadings? The way I remember it is that you said yes right away. You were like, oh, I've wanted to work with you forever, Cynthia. That'd be so awesome. I can't imagine anything better than writing a book about a beheading that's funny.
Yes, yes. And I was so enthusiastic that I stuffed my mouth with Cafe Rio salad and mumbled, I can't talk now. My mouth is full for the next 2 years.
Well, I guess I'm really bad at pitching, apparently. What I always liked the story of the Lady Jane Grey. Like, she was this really amazing girl in the middle of the 16th century, yes, 1553, right? And she was 16. She loved books. She could read Plato in the original Greek. She was super sort of feisty and eloquent, and I always just thought she was such a cool character from history. And then she had the misfortune of getting married off to a complete stranger. So.
I was like in the middle of the 1500s.
Yeah, that's right. And then before she was even back from her honeymoon, she got crowned queen, which she was not expecting. But then that only lasted for 9 days, and then, like we mentioned before, well, she
Lost her head.
yeah. And I always thought that was the wrong ending to the story. I always thought that she should have such a cool character should have a person, an actual person, not just a character, should have gotten a better story than that. And I wanted her to get to know this guy that she just married, who was also a teenager, and I wanted her to, keep her head on. So I wanted to change the ending.
Since we're writers, we can actually do that. We're awesome.
Yeah. People like that. So I thought, and I also thought, well, if I'm going to rewrite the ending to the Lady Jane Grey, we should, it's such a sad story. We should just try to make it funny. There's not a lot of, funny YA, and funny fantasy. So, I thought we could make it really funny. Instead of being really tragic, we can make it really funny. And so that's why I asked Brody to join in because, have you met Brody? She's like, you are funny, Brody. Make us laugh.
Right now.
But she's always making us laugh all the time when we were on tour, and I thought, it would be really fun to write a funny book with Brody Ashton. That would be so cool. And so, like she said yes right away.
Mm-hmm. My answer just got lost in the mail, but yes, I said yes right away.
And the real story of Lady Jane Grey is also all about religion. It has to do with the Catholics and the Protestants, and so who wants to write about religion? Not me.
Says the girl who wrote about angels, and the other girl who wrote about reincarnation, and I guess I wrote about the underworld too. So
maybe we were just tired of writing about religion, or we learned our lesson or something, right? So I thought instead of writing about the religious part of it, when we retold it, we could retell it as a fantasy, and we could replace the religious elements of the real story with fantastical, magical elements. And then I thought, well, who's better at writing fantasy than Jody Meadows, right? And so I was like, woo, let's get Jody.
I like dragons.
And that's how the whole collaboration began. Every time we would get together, we would talk about it and kind of kick around ideas and see what we wanted to do with it.
But we knew we were serious when we decided that we'd rather stay home and write than go to Disneyland.
Yeah, that was a big.
I love Disneyland. That's a huge thing.
We just sort of got so excited about it when we were talking about it at lunch that day that we decided we'd stay home and write instead of going to Disneyland. So, and that's really when the book took off and we actually started the work, and then it kind of snowballed from there. So, so now it's going to be a real book in a real bookstore in summer 2016. Woo! And you know, we know that summer 2016 is an awfully long ways away, like 2 years from now. So, and it's just that books take so long to publish. Publishers are slow. It's all slow.
They take a long time to write, too, apparently.
Yeah,
Right.
we're not quite finished writing it, so there's that.
Oh, yeah, there's that. So, but we have so much fun stuff planned for you guys, just around the book and fun things that we're going to do to market the book. So be sure to subscribe to our Lady Janie's YouTube channel that we are creating today, and be on the lookout for our new website on Lady Jane, which I am going to create just as soon as I have my computer back. So, any minute now.
And in the meantime, you can check out our individual websites and follow us on Twitter. All of that is in the description below.
We will be seeing you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.